Hawaiian studies is an awesome field to go into because it supports everything else that you do, especially a local person. I'm not saying you have to be Hawaiian at all. If this is your home, then you should know a lot of these things, right? And it can support you in other disciplines that you go into, whether it be engineering or whatever. The class that I have the most students in is the Hawaiian Studies 107 class. It's Hawaii Center of the Pacific. And that is a very generalist course that we look at Hawaii in relation to the other Pacific islands or the rest of the Pacific. How did people come into the Pacific? That's kind of the big one. Where did they originate from and all these kinds of things like that. And we talk about languages in the Pacific, especially in Polynesia and the relationship. Look at religion, environment, art in the Pacific, and especially in Polynesia and what is art. And then looking at contemporary issues. The other course I teach is Polynesian voyaging. Yeah, so we do non-instrument navigation, the basics of that. Relearning of wayfinding is as we call it. How did that come about? What is the history of that? Yeah. Part of the voyaging is in a second course is we have a larger voyaging canoe named Namahoi here on island. I hope to kind of get students to sail on that also at some point in time. Another class is called the Hawaiian Ohana, and that is looking at the Hawaiian family system and how it has changed over the years. The other class is kind of a fun class, Hawaiian music in transition. Kind of look at Hawaiian music and define what is Hawaiian music. In that course, we're looking at what kind of outside influences influence Hawaiian music over time. We look at the stories, yeah? What are the stories behind some of these songs? Who are the composers? And we try to learn them. Education is what you take in yourself as a person. So it's not what somebody says, oh, you need this so you can get a diploma. This is not a training ground. Yeah, education is something that you internalize. Yeah? And you learn, you grow from it. Hopefully we're training you how to think. That's the bottom line.